Satyendra Jain, even as the special court, while accepting the ED charge sheet, said prima facie there appears to be incriminating evidence against him of money laundering. Thus, cognizance of the offence under Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 is being taken, where the Delhi court took cognizance of the prosecution's complaint, which is the charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate against Satyendra Jain, his wife, and also 8 others, including 4 firms in connection with the money laundering case.
Mr. Kejriwal himself gives his certificate, always works closely with Mamata Di. So in Bengal, they drop a person immediately from the cabinet on whom corruption charges are there. In Delhi, what has happened then? He will have to answer for that. People are obviously going to ask these questions. And in any case, if he has a minister who can't remember where money came into his account for, as reported by the media, then one wonders whether such a person should be discharging any constitutional obligation ever in any government.
Being said, that is by the BJP, but the Aam Aadmi Party has a totally different thing to say, because when it comes to the allegations that has been levelled against the Aam Aadmi Party Mantri, in fact, it was the court itself which had led to the discretion of the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to take a call to take decision on Satyendra Jain.
तो दोषी ईडी ने भी माना, जनता ने भी देखा, उनकी पार्टी ने भी माना, उनके मुख्यमंत्री ने भी माना, क्योंकि करोड़ों रुपए कैश और बाकी सामान वहां से रिकवर हुआ। जहां तक सत्येंद्र जैन जी का सवाल है, पिछले कई सालों से ईडी उनको तंग कर रही है। लगातार कई बार उनको बुलाया गया, उनकी धर्मपत्नी को बुलाया गया, उनके रिलेटिव्स को बुलाया गया, उनके यहाँ पे छापेमारी की गई। आज तक ईडी को सत्येंद्र जी के खिलाफ कोई सबूत नहीं मिला। सत्येंद्र जी ने जिंदगी में कोई गलत काम नहीं किया।
All right, going across to Bhavtosh this morning. Good morning to you, Bhavtosh. What is being mentioned by the ED as far as its complaint against Satyendra Jain, his wife, and 8 others are also said to be a part of certain firms, as the accused that have been mentioned by the prosecution complain that they are accused of certain violations under sections of the Money Laundering Act.
There are 2 developments that had taken place in less than 3 or 4 days. One is the order that was given by the Delhi High Court, while the Delhi High Court had junked a plea that was filed, which had asked for suspension of Satyendra Jain from the Council of Ministers. It asked Arvind Kejriwal to remember the Constitution, the principles or the basic tenets of the Constitution, saying that Satyendra Jain is someone who has a criminal background, and should Arvind Kejriwal keep him in the cabinet. And the second is the order that has been given yesterday by the special court in Delhi, while taking or accepting the charge sheet that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. Now, the court had said that there is enough incriminating evidence material on record to accept the charge sheet that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. Now, in the charge sheet that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate, they have said that there is evidence to show that money laundering worth 4.81 crore has been done, that the 4 shell companies that were set up directly or indirectly by Satyendra Jain had done a business of or illegal money laundering of 16.81 crore rupees between 2011, 2012 and 2015 and 2016. As a public servant, he had in fact purchased land of around 21 crore rupees, and this was done when he was a cabinet minister and knew how the land mix use of Delhi was being changed. Now, these are very serious charges that have been leveled by the Enforcement Directorate, and the 2 rulings of Delhi High Court and also that of trial court only mounts trouble for Arvind Kejriwal, and it's a big embarrassment for the Delhi government.
Absolutely, that's the point. Then, Nyamika, good morning to you as well. What will the Aam Aadmi Party say now? Because the BJP is demanding answers, saying that sack the alleged corrupt Mantri now. Nyamika. All right, we'll just reconnect that line with Nyamika in just a bit, but those questions are being directly asked with Arvind Kejriwal, asked to him and his party leaders who have been staunchly standing with Satyendra Jain. They have been calling this malified and with an ill intention to target the leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party. In a way, Bhavtosh, if I can come back to all that. But we have Vijay Lakshmi also joining us live. Just let me quickly take an update from her. Vijay Lakshmi, how will the Aam Aadmi Party now respond?
Well, yes, the BJP has made an analogy between Partha Chatterjee and Satyendra Jain by saying that Partha Chatterjee was sacked as a minister just 5 days after his arrest by the ED, while on the other hand, Satyendra Jain still continues to be a part of the Delhi cabinet, and even after 60 days of his arrest. Now, the BJP has interestingly pointed out that Arvind Kejriwal, who seems to be on page with Mamata Banerjee, is not following her footsteps, and the Aam Aadmi Party is defending its ground by saying that there is a lot of visual evidence in case of Partha Chatterjee, which is not the case with Satyendra Jain, and also that in Partha Chatterjee's case, both the CM and his party has accepted him to be guilty, which is also not the case with Satyendra Jain. Now, if we look at the court's point of view, the Delhi High Court few days back had said that while hearing a plea seeking removal of Satyendra Jain as a minister from the Delhi cabinet, it said that it is only up to Arvind Kejriwal to decide whether he should continue in the Delhi cabinet or not. And yesterday, in the latest development, a court has taken cognizance of the charge sheet filed by ED against Satyendra Jain. Back to the studio. All
right, but Bhavtosh, when it comes to the cognizance order, what clearly that has been mentioned by the court that puts the Aam Aadmi Party in the dock?
Well, this is not the first time we know that this is not the first time that Satyendra Jain has been questioned or investigated by investigating agencies. Remember, Amita, that way back in 2013-14, he was questioned, and also his statement was recorded by the Income Tax Department. His wife was also at that point of time summoned by the Income Tax Department. In 2017, the CBI in fact filed its first FIR against Satyendra Jain, and then in 2018 they had filed a charge sheet against Satyendra Jain, and taking cognizance of that charge sheet, Enforcement Directorate started investigating the money laundering aspect of this case. And in March they had attached assets of people close to Satyendra Jain, and then eventually arrested him under a case of money laundering. What many people are asking is why a party like AAP, which always upholds values of honesty and also claim that they are a party which stands for free and fair politics, why they are still defending someone like Satyendra Jain, who has been probed on charges of corruption for such a long time, and why he continues to be in the cabinet.
Well, that's the point there, isn't it?